Baraka the Salah. Today is Salah, what is normally called Big Salah. And today, yes, today is the Salah of ram meat. And here, as I'm talking, I have some ram meat here that I'll be chewing on as we discuss. Okay. Today we are going to be talking. I've just talked about the fact that let's talk about series of businesses, right? Hello, welcome. You are the first to join us today. Welcome to today's edition of Let's Do Business with Aisha Yesufu, where I'll be sharing my experiences, my 24 years experience in doing business. I'm not an expert, but I've been in the field and I've learned. Oh my goodness, there are 40 more people. So hello everyone, welcome. It is a pleasure having you here. Baraka the Salah. Hi. Jonathan HM, hi. If you see me chewing, I'm actually eating my meat while I'm doing this. So apologies, I wish I could share over the screen, but that's not possible. Baba V, hi. Peace lover, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Anthony, good evening. Comfort, good evening. Leverick, hi. Markelson Namdi, hi to you. It's a pleasure having you guys here. So yesterday, someone asked a very, should I say simple question or a very non-complicated question, you understand? And it set me thinking. And she asked the question, what's tomorrow's topic going to be like? What's tomorrow's topic? And I was like, oh, okay. So it stood me in my track. I was like, oh, okay. I really don't have any topic. But Vic, thank you so much. For those of you, apologies, please, if I'm chewing my mouth. I'm actually eating. Before you came, I had showed my meat. I'm actually eating my salad meat. Afolaya Biodu, hi. Eze Zikora, welcome and thank you for joining. As simple as that question was towards the end of yesterday's program, where she said, what are we talking about tomorrow? And I was like, I don't know. Because honestly, even that day, it was a few minutes to the start that I just thought, okay, what should I talk about? And that sort of like set me thinking, and put me on a path of like, this shouldn't just be one of just come and talk. This is something that needs to be applied, a lot needs to go into it in terms of putting it together and thinking about the continuity. And so that really set me. And honestly, right from that yesterday, I started thinking, what topic should I talk about? I've talked about financial literacy. Basically, there are certain, those basic things about any financial literacy. They are just there. But I saw in part of the Miss Gambia, Eid Mubarak to you too, Milton Lawrence. Hi, Olasukami Ademola. Welcome. It's a pleasure having you guys all here. And one of the things I'm really working on is that we would be having this program 9 p.m. On a daily basis, except of course the days that I'm not available. But on Sundays will be our book reviews. And the book we are reviewing is The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm sorry if my title is not very good. The thing is that this book, I've had this book, I think, for over 2 decades, over 20 years. So I've read it. It's all discolored, it's all old and everything, but it has really helped me in life. So on Sundays, 9 p.m., it is book reviews that we'll be doing. And that book review will be members of the community. So if you'd like to join the community, please go ahead and, just register and just be a member of that community as we go on. But hey, if you don't want to join the community, it's equally okay. If you go to my Twitter handle, I've done this book review. Just go to my Twitter handle and just click on search book review. You will see it come out. All the chapters, I've already done that there, and you can always get it from there. So we will go in It's Rose Obioma, and it says, "Please, Aisha, my day should have finished eating meat." Now, I'm not finished. I'm not finished eating. I'm eating my. It's salad. I'm eating my ram meat, and it's gonna be here, beside me. If anybody find it embarrassing, hey, I'm human. I eat food, and I'm not doing a mukbang. I could easily say, uh, I could do that mumba where you're actually eating and talking. There's nothing embarrassing about it. It's part of life. Let's not put too much pressure on ourselves. Let's not think we are something that we are not. We're all human beings. We eat. I mean, we use the restroom. So let's not try to put on airs. I'm a very simple person and I don't do that airs thing. So I'm not, it's not eating. I'm eating my meat besides it. And I'm going to chew it. Today is Sunday, really. So, hey, it's part of the things. Okay, so hi, Afolaya from US, Marcel. Hello, welcome. Okay, Chuku, it's a pleasure having you. Celestine, thank you so much for your kind words. And then Titus, hey, Celestine Mora, you baffle me. So today is business. Yes, today we are going to talk about business because a lot of people have been asking questions on business. And of course, I'm a businesswoman, and that's some of the things that I've done. So I have, for me, it's about 24 years of experience as a businesswoman. So this, let's do business with Aisha, is simply me sharing my business experience and bits that I have learned over the years. Big business along the way, I'll tell you, you hear of my business failure. There are a lot of failure, I will not lie to you. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. A lot of failure that I've gone through, but I've always managed to always stand up, stand up after falling, because they say failure is not falling down. We'll all fall down from time to time. Failure is actually staying down. So when you go down and you refuse to stand up, and for those of you who are here, please kindly go. You can also go ahead and click on the like button and take it on from there. Katini, yes. Oluyemi, oh, fantastic. So let's go ahead. We will share. We can always share our experiences. It's always a beautiful thing for us all to learn. So I'm going to start going right into it, right? I have some notes that I have down. Oh, okay. I think I actually had them on the phone that I'm using. The phone that I'm using to do recording now. That's where I actually have that's where I have it. But first of all, I'm going to talk about myself, and then the question, if you see the title on today's topic is let's do business with Aisha, which is going to be the next few weeks or maybe months, because it's going to take a long time. That's what you're going to see. But for every one of them, we're going to pick a particular title, and today is why business. It's a simple question, why business? What I'm trying to say to you is that why should anybody even think of doing business? Why should business be an option that anybody should think about? Why would it matter whether anybody want to do this thing? So let me start with myself. My name is Aisha Yesufu. Some of you know me. And I started business in the year 2000. Business was never the first thing that I wanted to do. But over the years, in recent times, I've been looking at it and I'm like, no, I really started business before the year 2000. I started my own business in the year 2000. But before then, I was doing business with my parents. So I was actually learning business because my parents, my father never worked. Oh, no, sorry, my father worked. He worked in private sector. He never worked as a civil servant anyway. He worked in Leventis. He worked in a BP. And what was it? He did some work. Then he after a while, he decided he was going to go to school. He wasn't a graduate, and he went to do his HND in marketing. And then I think he served. He now did his NYC or whatever. After that, he really didn't work again. He was doing business. But my mom never worked. She had all done business all throughout. So I remember my parents in Kano having this ice cream shop. My father used to distribute ice cream cones. They sold eggs. He sold eggs. We used to sell. He was a really good businessman before, of course, he lost everything. And at the age of I think I was like 10, 11, on Saturdays, I was the one who would go to the shop and open up the shop. So on Saturday, I would take public transport. At the age of 9, 10, we're talking 83. I was 10 December 83. Even before Buhari came, I think I was already going to that shop. So either 9, 10, 11, within that age. In the morning on Saturdays, I will go to the shop, I will open up the shop, I will mix the ice cream, the milk for ice cream, pour it into the ice cream machine, and take it, pour it into the ice cream machine, start everything off, put everything. My parents will now come, later on. So that's the business that I started. After that, when my parents left that business, it collapsed. My mom would do different petty trading. I was always doing trading. Then when I was in 1990, my mom started another business. That was not the business that really now took us a bit out of poverty, where we could just started managing to get certain things. And 1991 was when I finished secondary school. So when I finished secondary school, I'm just giving you a background. So my experience in business just goes beyond 24 years. So I would literally say I've been experiencing business for literally for 40 years since I started selling. But my own that I started was one in the year 2000. So in 1991, my mom was experiencing a difficulty where she was hiring her shop because her business was booming. She was selling these food items, garri, maize, anything you can think of, egusi, groundnut. You know that thing that you be grinding. Somebody will come and buy egusi, you be grinding it. Omo. Anytime I see anybody doing it, I just remember myself. I just remember my childhood, because those were the things we had to be doing. We be grinding ogbono. Somebody will come and buy. So we had a place like in the ghetto where people come to buy things. We were selling everything you can think about: kerosene, palm oil, groundnut oil, food item mainly, groundnut, all sorts of things. So because my mom's business was booming where she was renting, they started giving her tough time. The landlady, or they felt that, they too, they wanted to now use the place on their own. They were giving my mom tough time. So by the time I was rounding up secondary school, so I said to my mom, I came to my mom one day and I said to her, you know what? Where she was now selling, where her store was not too that far away from where our house was. But our house was inside a bit of a corner. Then where this store was near the small market that was in that area. It's a place called Cornerhood. If there's anyone here who knows, anyone here who lives in Kano, it's a ghetto. It's called Cornerhood. So I now suggested to my mom, I said, you know what, we can do something. When I'm done with my exams, let's start a shop at the house that I will be managing while you are there, and then we push the customers to come over there. So my mom bought into the idea. She was like, okay, because we always felt that our house is not, there's what Hausa people call Puskan Jama'a. That's the face of people. That's where business is. We always felt our house was not that one. So when I finished secondary school, of course, you're going to wait for your, oh my goodness, Titus Leo. Oh my goodness, you know that place? Oh my goodness, Talanta. Are you guys pulling my legs, or you truly know that place? I mean, I just, do you know sometimes now people from Kona, do you know they argue that I'm not from there because it's a ghetto. I mean, it's another story for another day. Anytime I think of where I'm coming from, I'm always in awe. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh God, I can't believe that I am the one that I'm where I am today. So anyway, after your SSC, you have to wait for WAEC to come out. It takes some months, and then looking for admission. So I just said to my mom, fine. So we started that. And then, hello, Emeka, welcome. I'm going to come into it. So we are going on this thing. It's all about business to sport. This is also a learning this, because the way I teach is usually by stories, experiences. I share experiences. I don't do abstract teaching. I'm be calling big words. And no. Me, it's my experience. I'm telling you and teaching you. So after your WAEC, you wait for results. So what now happened was that as soon as I was done with my WAEC, so I started the shop in the house, because we had a shop. We had a place like a shop. So I opened it. They brought in everything that my mom was selling in her shop. They also opened it for me in that shop. And so with that, Titus, oh wow, you stay in Gando Albasa. Oh my goodness, yeah, we are Kano people. So I grew up in Konakri. Yeah, I grew up in the ghetto. I mean, where I grew up, Lord have mercy. Most people didn't want to associate with us because we are people from the hood, and all those Agbero and Co are from there. But anyway, like I said, it's story for another day. So everything that my mom was selling, so they took a little bit of it. So we opened this shop out. So when I started staying in it, so what they do, they started telling people that, look, you can go over there to go and buy. We might soon be moving, and like joke, before you know what was happening, little by little, people started buying from me. They started coming. So we now had like two shops, the one I was managing and and they were still disturbing my mom there. Oh, the people's son very rude to my mom. The guy will come sometimes and just carry our money, carry our things. If my mom talk, they will say they will drive her away. They had an only son who was very notorious all over the place. The guy ended up, not even doing well in life. Later became blind. A lot of sad story. But anyway, that's the story of a lot of people who stay in Konaklu. Feswe Ubaid wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Miss Cheriko, welcome. Emeka Aneto, welcome. Thank you. Emmanuel, welcome. And so you see, that's one thing. If you're having a problem in the place where you have a shop, don't just wake up and say, oh, you're going to move. I think that's one of the things that my dad did that really affected his business when we lost everything. Don't just move. Plan your exit. Always plan your exit times. And that was such a perfect thing that we did. So myself, I was staying in this shop. Little by little, people started coming. People started coming to come and buy from my shop that was in the house. And then my mom also, they started directing people. So in case we are not here, see where we are. Before you know what's happening, that my shop had become established. People were now coming. People were now buying. And then, while we're waiting for result and admission, one day they just gave my mom quit notice in the other place. Seamlessly, my mom she didn't even, maybe they thought she was going to argue with them or beg them. She just packed all her things and then came to the shop in the house. That was how we were able to manage it, and we really didn't suffer. All the customers already knew that we were going to be there. Miss Jericho, welcome from Belgium. And so that's how we now came there. And then that was in 1991. And so I would say I started managing a shop in 1991. Yeah, I started that. They opened it from, though it wasn't my business, it was my mom's business, but I was the one managing it for her. So that's like 30 something years, right? And then when I was 10, 11, I used to open my mom's shop. So I would say I've been doing business for like 40 years. But business was never my thing. Even up to today, it's really like now. That's why I like the way I used to feel before. Hey, there's a deal, we need to make money. I don't feel it now. I don't get excited about making money. I'm getting money. I get excited about talking about governance, politics. How do we get people to be in position of leadership? That excites me more, than making this thing. So for me, when I finished my school, I was never one that was really interested in business. I never even did business for myself. Even when I was having that shop, it was my mom's shop. I was just helping her to have a second shop and stuff like that. So when I finished university, I really wanted to work. The work I wanted to do was to be a lecturer. And I would have actually gotten a lecturing job, because when I graduated with a 2-1 from Faculty of Science. There was nobody that had first class. And I was the best female student from my set. We all had 2-1. We didn't have a first class. Those wicked lecturers, they don't want somebody to have first class. But I was the best female student. I think I was the third, if I'm not mistaken, overall. And so lecturing, they were even talk of, okay, whether I would want to, but then I got married while I was in level 3. And after that, my husband, we moved away from Kano, we came to Kaduna. So it was BUK I finished for, where they were talking maybe probably about getting a lecturing job. So I really wanted to work, because I needed to start working to get money. I'm the firstborn, first girl. My family were poor. We needed a lot of things. They needed help. So I wanted to work, but my husband didn't want me to work. And for him, what he said, he wanted me to do business. And he sat down, we spoke about it. So it's not this guy that will say, oh, I don't want you to do anything, stay at home. No. What he said was that 2 of us should not be in the same line. My husband was also a worker, an employee. He said he didn't want me to be an employee at the mercy of employers. And that he had seen all the years that he had put into employment. If he had done business, he really would have been doing so much, so much better. Thank you so much, Oyiyi Okoro. Yes, I don't know why they don't like hitting the like button. They'll just be watching, like hit the like button, share and subscribe. Let's all learn. Let other people join and learn. Maybe it's the 10 people that had clicked that you saw. So let's get that. So we had that conversation, and this is also very important in your relationship, in marriage. I saw someone who was telling me, I said something and the person was telling me, oh, if you want partnership, don't get married. In marriage, there's no partnership. And I just said to him, for how long have you been married? From the way that person is talking, I can bet you that the person is not even married. I've been married for 26 years. 26 years of an amazing, great relationship. So I know what happy marriage is. I know what it is to be competing with your spouse to make each other happy. So when I'm talking about marriage, you see someone who is probably younger than my child will come and be telling me, with insult to tell me that this is not how it's going to be done. But anyway, so my husband, we sat there and had that conversation. I'm like, okay, I see reason. And of course, I tried looking for a job. After a while, I really wasn't getting it because I really wanted to work. I wasn't into business. Then by the time I started business, I can tell you one thing today. I'm grateful I never worked. I'm grateful I went into business. Happy Eid, GRUVS. Amen. Amen. Chukunonso. So I'm very happy for me. Please just hit the like button. Why are you guys like this? I will say I will stop talking until we get to 50 likes or whatever. But anyway, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just kidding. So for me, it's always I wanted to work, but I'm really so glad now. Oh, Emeka Neto, thank you. Well done. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Emeka Neto. And then I hope I got that pronunciation right. No verse if I didn't. And so the thing was that I really wanted to work, but then I'm so happy now that I did business because it helped me with a lot of things. I was able to get financially independent quicker. I made my money quicker. I made my millions quicker. I remember when I started my business, the first 40,000 I made. Even up to today, my husband still talk about it. And it was during Salah, big Salah like this. My husband had traveled to the village. I was at home. And I realized, after calculating, I had made 40,000 naira for the month. I was so excited. I was screaming. I was shouting. I called my husband landline. Then there was no GSM. It was landline. I called my husband with landline. I was telling him, wow, I've made 40,000. In short, even that 40,000 naira, there's no money that will excite me like that 40,000 naira. I was screaming. I was like, yes, even me, I'm not like people who are working, because then the average salary was like 30,000, 40,000. I was really excited, about that. I'm just trying to share all of this with you to know where I'm coming from, and as you go along. And then business, one of the things that business does to you is that it's like you are giving a blank check and they say, write whatever figure you want. If you notice, for those of you that have been here for the last few days, I've been teaching this. I've been sharing my experiences on business and financial literacy. For people who ask me, what kind of business should we do? Should we do this? But I always say to them, every business is a potential billionaire maker. It all depends. Do you have what it takes to make it, do you have what it takes, and are you willing to give it all that is needed to make it a potential, to make those billions from that particular this thing. Today, you cannot tell me to, even if it's for $1 million, even if you say you're going to pay me a salary of $1 million a month, except it's maybe like a job I really love, like lecturing. I would even lecture for free, honestly, because I love teaching. That's one thing that I love, breaking things down to simple for people to really, get it. And of course, they said something, experience is the best teacher, right? But who says you have to experience it to learn from it? I've experienced it. I've done my own business for 24 years. I've been doing business. I opened a shop helping my mom to sell for over 40 years. So those are a lot of accumulated, experience that you can work back. A lot of economies around the world are being built by businesses. 90% of American economy, I read somewhere, is driven by small and medium scale businesses. Asian superpowers, China, Japan, Malaysia, India, Indonesia have gotten to where they are because their economies are driven by small businesses. So businesses, that is what we need here in Nigeria. We need to take our focus away from getting jobs, and then and lay more emphasis on business building. And it's a good thing that now you have in schools, they are doing entrepreneurship, but most times those entrepreneurship are so technical, are so theoretical, that it doesn't really solve the problem, the thing that it's supposed to do. So now we are coming to the topic of today: why business? Yeah, why do you think? If somebody can please help us. Oh, Samuel, thank you so much. Amen. My husband is an amazing human being. Honestly, he's my teacher, my mentor, my cheerleader. I mean, makes everything bang, 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 easy for me. Doesn't want me to stress or anything. He literally will ask me, uh what can I do to make life easier for you? What do you want me to do? And stuff like that. So honestly, I'm blessed. I know that. But so it also took me, putting in the work. We thank God, but we also have to put in our own work. So when they ask the question, why business? Why should you do business? Why? Yeah, that's the question. Why? The first reason I say to people, the first reason why you do business is to make money. Forget that thing that they tell you, oh, you need to be passionate, you must, it's not about making money. Anybody that is selling you that is not from Nigeria. Stevie Lee, hello. Stevie Lee is from USA. So they can afford to do business based on passion. Faiza Ahmed, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Happy Eid Mubarak to you too. May this be amen. Well done. They drag, yes, so they drag. Peter Obi did anyhow on that day, so they dragged it like small j. So the thing about business is that when they ask you what about business, why business? To make money. Most times people say, no, you shouldn't go into business to make money. You should go into business because it's something that you love and blah 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 and blah. And I said to them, they are not Nigerians. In Nigeria, you need money for everything. For those who are from US, who are living in UK, Western world and everything, basic things are taken care of by government. You don't need to be rich to have 24/7 electricity. You don't need to be rich to have water, as long as you pay your bills. You don't need to be rich to have good roads, to have security. Those basic things, to have a job, to have food. You don't need to be rich. But in Nigeria today, you need to be rich to have all of those things. If you want 24/7 electricity, you must have a generator. You must have, of course, your bill from this thing. Apata, lots of greetings from Italy. These are people living in countries where basic things are already taken care of. Here, you must have your inverter, you must have your solar panels, you must have your generator, you must have NEPA. That's the things that we have in our house to be able to maintain 24/7 electricity. And even that electricity, right now, there's no light in my house. So it's using inverter, it's using solar, whatever combination. So that's why I can't put on the AC, because the ACs are not connected. So making money in Nigeria is a reason why somebody should go into business. So why business? To make money. So in Nigeria, you need a lot of money to be able to have basic quality of life. So you need that money. There's a popular saying that it is not your employer's duty to make you rich. It is what you do with what you are paid in your extra time that makes you rich. So even if you're working, you can be doing side hustle. With Green Dragon, you're from Nigeria. Are you living in Nigeria? So if you are, we are all in the same shoe. We need money to be able to have a basic life in Nigeria. So when you have some money from your business, and then in your spare time, you can be doing some side hustle, whatever. These are things that you can make business from. And business is a great way to augment your living, and it's flexible. There are some business you can do them part-time, you can do business full-time. You can just move with it and go with it. Business is a way not only to help yourself but also to help your economy. Look at a lot of businesses now, like banks. These are businesses that were started by people who were once employees, and now they are employing a lot of people. They are contributing, to the economy of the nation and all of that. So these are some of the things that we also need to look about. So when they say why business, one of the reasons why business is to make money, and of course you can also go on and get this thing to contribute to the economy. Apart say Nigeria is not working for anyone, but we need to make it work because we don't have a second home. Even if people are going to Japan, not everybody can leave Nigeria. There are people that must remain in Nigeria. And so because of that, it's very important for us to make Nigeria work for all of us. I don't just sit down and say something is not working and do nothing about it. It's people that make Nigeria not to work. So it's people that will fix Nigeria. And I choose to put in the work to fix Nigeria, to also make Nigeria work. The second reason why you need to do business, when they say why business, the second reason is vacancy. There are no employment. There are people that have left university for the last 20 years, they've not gotten a job. Not even one, not even half job they've not gotten. So that's oh yes, Dennis Shaba. Oh, but you can also always go and watch it. Yesterday we talked about financial independence. So you can always go and watch that particular one. So because of the vacancy, I read microbiology, and I think I finished school in 1999, right? So that's like 25 years ago. Yeah, the same year that we had our democracy was the year that I finished university, after ASU had wasted a lot of my time. And I've only seen twice vacancy where they say they were looking for microbiologists. Yeah, I read microbiology. I have a 2-1 in microbiology. I have masters in pharmaceutical microbiology. I haven't started my PhD in 2007 before I abandoned it. When the people were doing anyhow, the lecturers were doing anyhow, I said, I'm not going to work with it anyway. Why are you stressing me? But why am I saying this? So because of the fact that there's a lot of unemployment, that's a good reason to start business. If there's something that you're going to do that you can start to go ahead and start that business. You can even end up employing somebody. You should be leaving university with the mindset, with an entrepreneurial mindset, with the mindset of creating a job for yourself and probably for others, not just coming out and just joining the labor market that is already, saturated. There are people who unfortunately will not get job for years, or might never get jobs. See young people going about with certificates year in, year out looking for job. It's enough for you to say to yourself, come and do something. A lot of young people just waste their lives looking for jobs that are not there. And even when they get the jobs, most times the pay is pitiful. There are people up to today that are graduates who are earning less than 20,000. Some of you might shout and say, oh no. Some of you might shout and say 20,000. Yes, that's how bad it is. Some of these private schools, they pay less than 20,000. Some of them pay like 14,000, 10,000, 15,000. In this 2024 I'm talking, I didn't say they are in 2007. This 2024. Yeah, this is live. Moses Leona. That's why you can join and you can hear me talk and we are talking to each other. It's live. And so because of that, if there's something that you can do, learn it. And today the world is such a global place. There are remote jobs you can do. There are things, a lot of businesses you can do. You can learn something, improve on your skill, go and learn something. The fact that you are a graduate, of mechanical engineering, go and learn. Go to a roadside mechanic and learn how to do vehicle. Those people make money like no man's business. By the time you will bring the theoretical part you've learned in school, add it to the practical part you've learned from these people. You'll be amazed how great you can be. And then with your education, you will scale that business to be a big business. You will not just be doing stay under your vehicle and just getting money and wasting it. You will grow your money. You'll be able to get financial independence. You will turn your income into capital, your capital into enterprise, your enterprise into profit, your profit into investment, and your investment into financial independence before you know what's happening. Don't say, oh, because I've been to school. If you read electrical engineering, go ahead, go and meet these people that are doing they are wiring houses, doing things, learn more on it. Don't sit down and say it's only white collar job you are going to get. You're wasting your time. You can do so much out there by just being there. I do building, I build houses, and I know how much we pay for electricians that work, for the people, for plumbers, how much we pay for plumbers. If you have a flair for using your hands, use it. You will get your degree. Your degree is to say you are educated, you can think. Exactly. Dennis Shaba said, I studied civil engineering but had to learn software engineering today. I work at fantastic. That is it. Rejig whatever you have. Even somebody, if you somebody like you did civil engineer, farming is your dream, go for it. You understand? There's a farmer called, I think, Farmer Samson or so, who is doing this hydrophobic farming, they call it, that they use water, they don't need soil and stuff like that. There's so many things. Even if you read civil engineering, you want to go and meet people that are building, mason, go and stay there and learn from them. Learn from the scratch, use your hand, because in schools, Nigerian schools, they don't teach practicals. So go and meet these people, learn the mason, learn how to all these the ones that are doing engineering. I can tell you they make a lot of money. I build houses and I know how much you pay the supervisors, the engineers that are there to supervise anything, the masons, to whatever. This what you call tiling. Tiling is such, they make money. Is it plumbing, whatever it is, that iron bending, learn this trade, use them as things that you can begin to do. Don't just stay and say that, oh, because I went to school, then if I don't get a white collar job, I will not look for a blue collar job. Blue collar jobs pay a lot, and with your education you don't need to remain there. You can from there start a huge business. For example, you are doing what do you call it, tiling. With your education and everything and knowing business, before you know what's happening, you can begin to supply those tiles. You can begin to go and look for people who are selling tiles, get beautiful ones, come and sell them, get a little bit of margin. One day you are not the one that you're bringing, you have network today better than coming for. Oh yes, Abubakar, I will go at the leaders, because they are the ones who have destroyed our lives and your life and made you where you are, where we are not getting the things that we are getting. So you can always do this, and you scale yourself, you begin to do something. So these are the things that one we do. And with people who are educated, you are able to do bigger, better businesses as one who is not even educated. The third reason to do business is to fulfill a need. Business is where you got to fulfill a need and get paid for it. What need is there in your community that you can help fulfill? Maybe your community, they don't have private school. Then what do? You can go there and start some school. Maybe your community, they don't have place where they buy kerosene. They don't have place where they do one thing or the other. Instead of always complaining about that thing, ask yourself, how can I solve this problem and also make money from this problem? That's what is very key. So while you're solving that problem, you are making money from that problem. That's it. I always talk about my second business. My second business that I started it because there was a need in the community that I was living in. If there's anyone here who had lived in Kaduna or is living in Kaduna, there's a place called Kurmimashi. I used to live there. When we left Kano to come to Kaduna, that was the first place we lived in Kaduna. And we had a house that we were the first to live in that house. When they built it, we started living. There was a shed that the workers used. They left it there with some materials there. We started seeing snakes in that place. And as of that time, our son was about 1 year old. So we had a 1-year-old son, and we were having snakes entering the house. So my husband now went to go and buy chicken and started putting it, in that particular shed. And so that was how he realized that to get chicken feed, he had to go to Central Market, which was far away from where we are. Oh, Benji Nokdi, thank you so much for joining. Please, everyone, remember on Sunday, we are going to start our book review, 9 p.m. on Sunday, 9 p.m. West African time, which is the same thing as Nigerian time. We'll start our book review, and we are starting with the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Taking one chapter every day, taking the lesson. So please, if you can get the book, buy the book, and we'll start the review. So it was difficult getting chicken feed. He had to go to Central Market, which was so far away. And that was how I now decided to start, the chicken feed in that area. And the first day I opened shop, I can tell you there were people that came, they were all praying for me, thanking me for opening that shop. Now they can have a place, they can buy chicken feed, and they don't need to go so far. So you see, that's in fulfilling a need, you also started. And I started with 10 bags. That's my second business. I started it with 10 bags. From there I started buying 20 bags, 40 bags, 100 bags, 200 bags. The next thing, I started it in 2002. Yes, 2002 was when I started the business. By 2004 I had become a distributor of the company, and I was now buying in trailer loads. So, and the place, I said, the first trailer I bought, I mean, it took me 6 months. I had not finished selling, because I was selling in Zaria then. I had not finished selling. It's tough. Business is tough, but when you make it, you actually make it. It's really very fun. I got to a time when even one person can come and buy one trailer, two trailers, and and stuff like that. So now we've talked about 3 reasons why we should do business. The first reason we said is to make money, right? The first reason to do we said the first reason to do business, first is that we need to make money. Then the second reason, we say, because of unemployment in the land. We all know how it is, so it's good to just start this thing, to just start your own business. The third reason is to fulfill a need. There's a need in your community, there's a need in your society, there's a need somewhere, there's a problem somewhere. Start it. There is, when I went to Kaduna Business School, I think in 2006. I attended Kaduna Business. I did a program there, and they told us a story of Otedola, where they said that Otedola, I think he inherited his father's printing press that he was operating and all of that, and there was always a problem of getting diesel. He was always complaining. One day was like, what? Okay, if I'm having problem getting diesel, that means other people are also having problem getting diesel. So how do I get to solve this problem? And that's how he started selling diesel, and he was bringing them in. Okay, Inna Lota Kosiso Chuku, he says I sell plumbing materials, so come and buy from me. That's fantastic. Where do you sell? I live in Abuja. Are you in Abuja? Let me know. And sure, why not? If your prices are good, although we have people we do business with, people that are customers, we've done with them for years, and some of them, you just need material, they go and dump it. As you are doing, you are paying and all of that. But hey, I would also like to patronize you, something that can be done. So we've seen the three reasons why we should do business. There is a fourth reason to do business, and this is the fact that there are some people whose skills do not fit the job marketplace. There are even some courses. You understand? There are some courses, when you read them, you myself know say you are not going to get job. Okay, except you are going to do a job different from what you read. You read archaeology in Nigeria, archaeology. Where you want get that this thing? And then there are some people, maybe you've not gone to school, or you don't have that qualification, high qualification, and you don't fit into the labor market. So these are also a reason why people do go into business. There are people, they are not educated, or the kind of courses they read do not fit the labor market. Doing business is a better option to them than getting jobs that pay less than that. So we have our fourth reason, is that people whose skills do not fit into the market space, right? So, and then we now have a fifth reason why people do business: for fun. Yeah, there are people who do business for fun. Honestly, they just wake up, okay, let's do this. They have one or three. They have hobbies. They have things that they are like doing. For example, they like baking. The next thing, their friends are always coming to eat their cake. Oh, you bake very well, you have very good cake, you do this. Then they're not like, okay, I'll start selling to you. Before you know what's happening, that selling to you has turned into a business. There are people, maybe they like cooking. There are people, they like sewing clothing. they are fashionable, they're always sewing clothing for themselves, and then their friends are like, oh, this thing is nice, that thing is nice, can I get this? Before you know what's happening, they've also started, doing business. So the fifth reason people go into business is fun. There are people who have certain talents or doing certain things they love, which they turn to business. Some love to bake, and it's natural for them to turn it into business. Some, like I explained, are designing their clothing, and then they get into it. Before you know what's happening, they've also turned that, into business. Now, I know some of you out there will be saying, if everyone goes into business, where would we get the employees? Right? Business is not for everyone. Not everyone can or will do business. Some people are born employees, and we actually need them to keep our businesses going. But for those of you who can do business, it's better you work on those businesses, do something, and you might even begin to employ other people to get there. So this week, tomorrow, we're going to look at why not business. I'm not going to take that today. I think I'm going to do this one, and then I would like to get questions. I haven't seen questions. I've seen greetings. Safa, thank you so much. Thank you. I love to share tips, so please ask me as many questions as you can. I love to share my experience, because honestly, I really want, for me, that's the really essence of life. Otherwise, what's the essence of getting some knowledge and not sharing it and helping others? So these are the reasons why people do business. That's why we say the question, why business? There are also reasons why people should not do business. There are certain people, the way they are, please, it's better for them not to do business. Tomorrow, that's what we are going to be discussing, reasons why people should not do business. So please, let's go on. First time here, and I'm enjoying this lecture. Thank you, ma. Judy, thank you so much. Bukar Mohammed, why do you hate Nigeria national anthem? Well, that's not the topic we are discussing here, but since you are the first one who has asked questions, I haven't seen others ask questions. I'm going to answer you. First of all, I don't hate the Nigeria national anthem. But we have a national anthem, Arise, O Compatriots. The current national anthem that was brought in, I refuse to stand to it, and I'm not going to sing that national anthem because of the fact that it's an obnoxious law that was passed without regard for the citizens. They didn't care to come and say, oh, let's have a discussion with citizens. You are not slaves. You're not you voted people to represent you. We have representative democracy, and so if people are on such a major thing that they were going to change, all they need to do was to consult with the people. First of all, ask the people, do you want this to be changed? And if the people say yes, well, fine and good. What kind do you want? Do you want us to go to the old one? Do you want us to come to the old one? But there was no interaction, no conversation. They just woke up one day as if we are slaves, as if we are we are their slaves, they are our masters, and they just changed it, and Nigerians accepted it. Well, that's for Nigerians to accept. I will not allow the people that we voted for, or some of them we didn't even vote for them, they rigged their way into office, to disrespect me or strip me of my dignity as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that's my own way of protesting and say, no, what you guys have done, it's wrong, and I won't go by it. So that's it. And let's focus on growing ourselves, please. This is not Nigeria. When we want to talk Nigeria, let's talk Nigeria. I have too many things to do that I'll sit down and be hating. Is the best pick in okay, Isaiah said, thanks from Georgia, USA. Okay, your book is the best pick in USA. Yeah, so let's work on, we're going to be reviewing The Richest Man in Babylon, 9 p.m. every Sunday. That's what we live. I live in Onitsha, but if you want to try me, I promise not to fail. With both, we give you best quality and price. Try me once, man, please. Okay, na lotan Kosiochuku. Why? Onitsha is such a far place from where we are. It might not really work for us because transportation and everything. I live in Abuja. That's going to be so far away. But I will tell you, one of my best distributor was actually a trader in Onitsha, Chief Okeke. Chief Okeke was such a good person, and even when I was doing business, one of the businesses that I did that almost ruined me, I was at a vulnerable stage. If Chief Okeke could have made use of my vulnerability to, maybe make me to sell things, just make me lose money or something, but he never did. He was such, it's one person, I respect him a lot. He's late now, may his soul rest in perfect peace. One of his boys, Anene, is like my adopted, it's my, not like it's my adopted, child. So I really have a soft spot for Onitsha. And Chief Okeke was such a great human being and such a decent man with integrity. For me, it's something that I really cherish. Bukar Mohammed, no, I'm not gonna sing it. So that's the way it is. If you want to, if you want for people to disrespect you, it's okay. You go ahead and sing it. I'm not gonna sing it, and it's as simple as today. If they say today, oh Aisha, if you don't sing that national anthem, come and go to prison. I would rather go to prison and sing it. If they say, Aisha, if you don't sing that national, okay, they can't even strip me of my citizenship. Nobody can do that anyway. So let's forget about that thing. Can you tell us the hardship about business and your experience? Yes, I have a lot of, how do I put it now? Hardship or in terms of business, but I don't even know where to start from. Which of them? There are so many. Uh, Bad experiences I've had in business. Let me talk about. There are so many. I don't even know which particular. What area do you want to know about? So that gives me an idea on how to go on. So that gives me idea on how to. I'm really so Booker. Today is not the conversation for this. Can we do that conversation later on? And I'm really very shocked at you people that are talking about respect for the country because I sat down. I refused to sing the national anthem. But people who are looting the country, who are stealing Nigerian money, you don't think that's disrespect for country? You have someone who that rigged his way into office, who has drug charges, you understand, who forged your certificate, who forged certificate. You have a certificate forger masquerading as president, and you don't think that is disrespect for your country. Is this thing anyway? I think okay. Yeah, Eid Mubarak, because if that conversation was going to continue, I'm just going to next it. I don't have time for that. This is business we're discussing. Let people be able to get something. One of the things that is going on in Nigeria today is that people are being pauperized. People are losing their businesses. People are being thrown into poverty. That's what should concern us. Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. That's what should concern us. Nigeria is looking for money. UNICEF is helping Nigeria to raise money because we have millions of starving children. That's what you should focus on. That's what is disrespectful to Nigeria, not the fact that okay, they brought light, so yeah, my AC will work now. Okay, yeah, my AC is gonna work now. So that's the things that we should focus on. I will say to you, one of the difficult things about business is knowledge, getting that knowledge, understanding the nitty-gritty of business. That's where a lot of people feel. It's not even about getting money, knowledge. Because every business has its own nitty-gritty. Every business have those little things that you need to learn, you need to understand for you to really know that business. And sometimes people are not willing to share. Sometimes even where people are willing to share, sometimes you really don't know them until you go through the circle. So you probably will be in business for 1 year, 2 years before you understand the business. Certain period, this is what sells, this one does not sell, this one do. Okay, as I'm talking now, I just remember one experience I had. So I went to Lagos and I saw there was this drink. You understand? The drink was in something like toy. So I was really excited when I saw the drink, and I was like, okay, children, you can buy this drink for children, and then they will drink it and they can play with the toy. So I bought quite a number of those drinks from the company, and they sent it out to me in Kaduna. All for me to come, the drink didn't sell at all. Literally didn't sell. And it was a cultural thing because they felt that, oh, they did something. Some of them were made like in the image, just like dolls and all of that. Somehow people rejected them. They felt that, oh, it is like gwinky, like idol. And for me, that was such like an eye opener. Oh my goodness. Or at the end of the day, I had to tell the company, please, I need to return this. They actually collected those things, and then something started forming, spoiling. So they had to now come and replace those things. So that's one. One of the things I've learned in business is that don't trust another person, don't put your hope in another person, and sometimes people will fail you. In 2000 and maybe 2000 and hi, 5 or 6, I can't remember, no, not no earlier than that, maybe 2003, I wanted to start a pharmacy. So I was doing pharmaceutical microbiology in my master's, and then most of my classmates were pharmacists. So there was this guy, he was working in a particular pharmacy, he was always complaining. So I said, okay, why don't we do business together? Let's form a partnership. Let's start a pharmaceutical shop, a pharmacy. So because I'm not a pharmacist, he is the pharmacist, his shares had to be more. We had to use his license to open and everything. So I got a shop, I got everything, then, and this guy failed. And I paid for that shop, I think it was 100,000. I paid that 100,000, it's like 100 million to me today. I put that money in, brought out everything to do the shelving, and this guy just failed me and everything. So whatever business you're doing, ensure you're the one that have the higher shares in that business, and that you're not so dependent on someone that the person is going to fail you. And then also in terms of your staff, another thing also in business, learn your business before bringing anybody in. Any business I'm starting, I learn it from the scratch. I stay in it, I learn it. When I was doing my chicken feed business, I was the one that would stay in my shop. I would go in my shop, I would stay there, I would do everything. So with that, you have a knowledge. Don't just go and start business and put somebody. Like some people will start a business, they will just put somebody else. They don't have zero knowledge of that business, and so the people they put can do anything and anyhow to them. So when you get to that place where I think there are better things I need to do here. For on this channel, honestly, it's about business. I'm here to talk business. If you want to talk about whether the president or whatever, you want to do your psychopathy, meet me on my video, on my Twitter handle, where you can talk about that. If I have time, I engage you, otherwise I ignore you. But on this live, I want to do so. If you come on and you're repeatedly, spamming it with messages that are not out of the way, I'm going to just take you out. I'll just remove you from the whole thing, because I need to see people's messages and really have a discussion on that. So that's one thing that helps. So like I was saying, learn your business. Don't just open a business and put somebody here where you yourself, you don't know the nitty gritty of the business. So yeah. Please, man, should one go into business about something? Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's one of the best form of business you can go into. It's one of the first best form of business when you go into business that you are passionate about, because what passion does to you is that no matter how hard the business is you stay on, no matter, because any business, when you're starting a business, you don't just automatically make it. No, you have to go through a lot for you to be able to make it. It takes time before it gets grounded. Even if it's business that is making money, but you, when you start it, it takes time before people will know you, we trust you, we start buying from you, we start doing a lot of things from you. It takes a lot of time. So what you need to so when you have passion, you don't feel those things. You are enjoying it. Every day you wake up, you're loving what you're doing. Even when you're not making so much money, you're enjoying it, you're loving it, you're doing it. So yes, I can tell you, if something you are passionate about is something that really that you can really go into business in. But the thing also is that you also have to be realistic and check your passion. Is your passion something that can generate profit? Is your passion something that people want? Does your passion solve people's problem? So you can be passionate about something, but it's not going to scale into making profit for you. I'll give you example. For example, chess in the slum. I'm sure a good number of you know about Tunde Onakoya. He's very passionate about chess, right? He loves chess. He does this thing, he plays it and all of that. He helps children to play chess. But that passion, is it something that he can translate into business? For him, it's a non-profit business, so he's able to get donations from people that are helping out. But if he was to say, oh, because I'm passionate about chess, I love chess, then he not just start selling chess boards. How far can he scale that? So those are some of the things. So you have to check your passion, that is something that can generate profit, that people will be interested in, that solve certain problem, and then it goes on from there. So these are some of the things that you can look into. Okay. So thank you for what you're doing. Sonny Joe, thank you so much for being there. Hi, could you wish my dad a happy birthday? He turned 8 and he's a pig farmer from Holland. Yeah, so what's your, I don't need to know what your dad's job is. So what's your Joy? So what's your dad's name? So happy birthday to your dad. Go give him a hug. Be a good child to him. Take him out. Take care of him. That's fine. So your dad is a pig farmer. How does that even affect my life? Or maybe because you think I'm a Muslim and then he's doing his pig. I don't eat pig, but my injunction are not his injunction, and he has a right to do whatever he wants to do, and that's it. So happy daddy, happy birthday to your dad. He turned 50. He's 60. I'm 50. And I'm seeing that this person, because I removed someone now, Booker, I saw that apparently he had a lot of messages he was just spamming. Like I said earlier, if somebody is spamming this place, I'm going to remove it, because I need to see people who really are interested in us having a conversation. Fompango, Ungo, Fombank. I love your spirit, Mama. Teach us the business strategy. I'm a Cameroonian watching live from UAE. Woo! Thank you so much. Yeah, so those are the things we're doing. Today I will start it from now, why business, why not business, when to do business, how do you do business, how can you get money for your business, raising capital for your business, problems that businesses face. And as I'm even talking, I need to even do a small book. Maybe I'll do an ebook where people can just read all of these things in one place. But hey, let's keep going and see how this goes. So we'll keep talking about it. So far, we've talked about why business, why should you do business, and we say to make money. Some people say only passion. If you are from Nigeria or from Africa, you need that money. To make money because of the unemployment level, to fulfill a need. There are some people who have skills that do not fit the market, and also for fun, for passion, people who are passionate and they want to turn their passion into business. These are also some of the things that we do. Marcel Ezenagu say, Lolo Aisha. Oh, he says, I'm a Lolo. I would love to partner with you in real estate. I heard you say your houses you barely increase rent. I'm telling you, I barely do. In short, I don't think there's any house that I've built that the first increase was not after 10 years. No, there's no house. At least 10 years, whatever. Because gas is just there now. What's there? We only bet. Yeah. So I don't know. How do you want us to partner? I actually have agents who look after those houses. And then so let me know what the partnership. Do you want to buy houses? Do you want to build? What do you want us to do? That would be great. Yes, please. This season is not okay. Session is not for national item. I tell you absolutely. And so when he asked question, I answered a few of his questions. The first question he asked, I answered him, and I said to him, this place is not for that. And then he just kept on spamming. I'm sorry. I will just remove you from the channel. Let me not even send. Thank you so much, Osayewere. That's an Edo name. Shame on me that I can't even pronounce that name very well. Good evening. You are enlightening the whole country. Thank you so much. God bless you. Nigeria currently does not provide a conducive environment for business. I will say to you, yes and no. Yes and no. Business is tough. I won't lie to you. It's the toughest that we've been in Nigeria. But at the same time, I will say to you, the more problems you have, the more opportunities you have to do business. Yeah. And then at any time, you have to rejig your business, retool your business, you scale your business to meet the reality on ground. One of the things, for example, you see Nigeria, if you notice, Nigeria is now a sachet economy. Before, there weren't things in sachet as much as they are, and there's nothing in short, even alcohol. You find alcohol in sachet. I think that's the last time NAFDAC was saying that, they don't want people, they stop people selling, companies making alcohol in sachet. That's how it is. So it is rejigging, and because of the way the economy is, not much money in people's hands. So instead of having big things, you make them small so that people can afford it. So yes, there's no conducive environment. A lot of manufacturing, a lot of businesses are affected. I will not lie to you. This is a tough time for business, for anyone doing business. But at the same time, because of the problems that are being created, you can find businesses that you can do within those businesses. And for people who are starting new businesses, they are able to see this. People who are already in business, it's more difficult for them to change. They find it a bit difficult for them to be able to change. And so those are so it's a yes and a no. It's a yes and a no question as it is. So hey, you can always find something that one can do. What's the other question? If you order on time, I can buy it from China. You pick it up from Lagos, just 2 months grab. You can get both the quality and favorable. Okay, and now tell like, okay, so that's the thing. How far are we? I can't wait 2 months on certain things. And then with plumbing, when you're building your houses, you're going on some things, you're getting them, you need some later, you need to change some, you need to do something. So it's not something that you can do like that. If it was even ties, and like this, what you're saying, that it would have worked better like ties, because like ties, you can say, okay, you have this thing, I pick up the design, I see the design while the house is going on. We've already done this thing, ordered it. As soon as it's coming in, by the time the houses are being done, you already know your type. But with plumbing material, it's going to be a bit this, except of course you're talking about the finishing part, the WCs and co and all of that. Oh, this guy was really on. There so many messages that he had even put on. I'm sorry, Ake. Patrick, yeah, no wahala. You just jump right in. You probably didn't miss much. We are talking about business. So in the next few days, we'll be talking about business, how to do business, when to do business, how to raise money for your business and stuff like that. And so today we started with the basics. Why business? Why should you even do business? And in summary, what we talked about is that you do business because you want to make money. You do business because of the unemployment. Maybe you don't have a job, so you start business. You do business because you want to fulfill a need. You want to solve a problem where you are. You do business because you have a hobby, you have a passion, you want to scale it into business. You also do business because you have a skill that does not fit the current employment market, and so you go on to do your own business. When I was in Nigeria, I was scared of setting up a business because of so many factors. I also needed to understand before putting my money in. So this is the thing. If you are not living in Nigeria, if you are not going to be there with your business, I don't advise you to start a business in Nigeria, please. I don't. There was something that we used to be done before, which was, and it's because there's no trust in Nigeria or now. Otherwise, that was such a perfect thing. What we used to do when I was growing up, it was something that was really done, especially in the northern part of the country where I grew up. People, for example, you have money, right? And then you can go and meet a business person and invest in that person's business. Give them money. They will be using the money in the business. And then you people will be sharing profit. So you agree on how to share profit. For example, you have 100,000 and you give him 100,000. He puts it in his business, which is also using to buy things. The value of that 100,000, the profit that is made on that 100,000, you people will share maybe 60-40 or 50-50 or however you, or 70-30 or however you people decide to share it. And so in that way, it helped people who wanted to invest to have a place to invest, and it also helped business people who needed cash to have money that they can use. But unfortunately, it can't work in these days because people are not trustworthy. People will give somebody money, will not come and start telling you stories. And so, but also if you are not in Nigeria, honestly, it's difficult to get staff that will work well for you, that honest staff that will do the right thing by you. And if you are not there, honestly, most people's business money they invested, sometimes millions and hundreds of millions, just go down the drain because of that. So I will advise, do the business where you are and just be there. English or Spanish? No, Esako. How did you guys feel in the pharmacy? I mean, myself, Eze, now the pharmacy never started. So this is how I feel, because I'm not a pharmacist in Nigeria. For you to open a pharmacy, you have to be a pharmacist, or the person with the highest, the majority shareholder must be a pharmacist. So this guy that we were both students, he was working in a pharmacy in Kaduna. I can't even remember his name now, to God who made me. We're colleagues, and so we're both students, classmates. So we decided to open. Like, okay, I will bring, all he needed to do, all that was wanted for him was for him to bring his certificate. We'll open the business, and then we'll be managing it together. Like, he will be in the shop when people come, prescribe and all of that. But I will bring the capital, I will bring everything, and we will share our profit. I will hire the shop, do everything, get the drug. So, and he didn't. The next thing, he now started, we even registered the company is there. We registered the company. He's the majority shareholder, everything. Al Adil Pharmacy, that's the name of the pharmacy. I still know the pharmacy. It's almost 20 years now. Al Adil Pharmacy. And then all of a sudden, he just started doing like this, and that was how it ended. We never had that again. English or Spanish? Esacom. Ayodeji Johnson, hello ma'am. What's your advice for the business owners and the ones whom are about to venture into business with the current situation of the economy in the country? With the current situation of the economy in the country, the first thing I'm going to say to you, ask yourself, can you afford to lose the money you're starting the business with? If the question is yes, go for it. If the answer is yes, go for it. If the answer is no, scale it down. So start with little money. Don't start with too much money. Scale it down to something that is manageable, something you can afford to lose. So that's the first thing I'm going to say to you. Then the next thing is that learn about the business. Go and check. Don't it's not about being fast. Oh, they are making money. Go and talk to the people who are there. If you talk to 10 people, at least you'll find 2 or 3 people that will actually sit down and share with you what's around in that business. So learn that. Don't be carried away by what you see outside. Some people just get focused on the turnover. They don't know what's profit. Your turnover is not your profit. And then make sure that you are part of the business. If possible, try and be within that business. If it's something that has to do with manufacturing, I will tell you to start by distributing. If, for example, I'm just saying, you want to start making bread, you want to open a bakery to start selling, what I will say to you first is that start buying bread and supplying to people, so that you find your own customer base. When you have your own customer base, then when you start your manufacturing, it's easier for you to distribute. Because most times is that people focus and start with manufacturing, then they have problem with distribution, and then sometimes your company is folding because you don't have a market base. The Dangotes of this world, they started by distributing before they went into manufacturing. So those kind of things, start with distributing. Always look for your customer base. If you want to go and start poultry, you want to go and start rearing chicken, first of all, start selling chicken to people. Go and look for the market, buy from people who are rearing, go and sell to people. When you now have your own customer base, then go and start your poultry. When you start your poultry, it's very easy for you to now go and sell to those customers. So whatever it is that you're doing, first of all, work towards getting your customer base. Before you start that business, go and look for people who have started that business and be buying from them and be selling to these people and grow your own customer base. The first business that I did failed, and that business was because I didn't follow this thing that I'm telling you now. I started selling things. I started going to Dubai to buy things and sell, and then along the way, family wahala, they will tell you, oh, we've not eaten. My mother will call me, we've not eaten since yesterday, blah blah blah. I will carry out of the money, I will give them. I wasn't really into selling. I talk a lot, but I'm not a very good salesperson. So know your strength. Also in business, know your strength. If you tell me to go and sell something to someone, he had me. But I can help somebody sell something. I mean, that's so weird. For example, even in the election, I can help some. If I believe that you are a competent candidate, I can campaign for you. But for you to tell me to come and campaign, and not be telling people that, oh, I can do, I just feel, I don't know how to sell myself. I don't know if it makes sense. But I can help somebody sell their thing. But to sell my own thing, I just feel. So those are some of the things that you need to do. So learn that this thing. But how many business did you do? Lord have mercy. I can't even count them. I've done a lot of things. I did businesses, honestly. Um, I've gone, the first one I've done Dubai, going to Dubai to buy things to come and sell. I've sold chicken feed. I've sold Viju milk. I've done distribution for companies like Unilever, for Viju milk, Swan Water, Gosi Water. I've done there's this toilet paper. Oh, I can't remember their name now. What's their name? Oh, there's one company in Lagos I used to distribute for them. They had this toilet. What's the name of this company? They sold toilet papers, napkin, or serviette, all of that. Is it Bella? Is it Bella or Ella? Something like that. I've done their this thing because I know. Remember that time there was no this online banking. You go to the bank, you pay. I remember there was one time I had paid the check, they hadn't received it, and they needed to supply. Then the manager was like, madam, we trust you, because of that we're going to put these goods on the this. For me, one of the, also let me tell you people, please, 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 you see this thing that people say, oh, business people don't have integrity. Well, lie is a lie. People that don't have integrity, they don't last in business. If you want to do business, ensure you have integrity. Make sure that your customer, you, in short, when they go to another place, they will be guilty. Treat your customer well. Sometimes you will lose money, it's okay. Let your customer always have the upper hand. Your customer is always right. For me, if you enter my warehouse today, even if you are 15 years old or 20 years old, and you come to buy something and there's only one chair I'm sitting in, I will stand up and offer you that chair. If you refuse to sit down, I will not sit down also, I will stand. Respect your customer, because what you need is repeat buy, repeat market, repeat customer. You want them to keep coming, you want them to keep telling people. So don't try to cheat your customer, it takes you nowhere. If you get the loyalty of your customer, by the only way you can get the loyalty of your customer is by treating them very well. So always do things with integrity. The people you buy things from, the people you sell to, let them know that your word is your bond. You will never cheat them of their 1 naira. If something is missing, you will call them, you will give it back to them, you will get there. Those are some of the things that you need to do. Hey people, why are you not liking? Hit the like button. We're sharing messages here. Hit it so that other people can also see, and they can also come and listen to this thing. We have like 317 people here, but just 32 likes. We have just like 10% like. Bah. As you are hearing, what does it take? Just hit it. We now have 248. Yes, hit it before you go. What does it take? Okay, so I've done a lot of businesses. I've sold egg. I've Lord have mercy. I always say to people, ask me which business did I even not do, because I've just like Coca-Cola. I did distributor for Coca-Cola. Yes, I did this. You know that when mobile phone came out, that table that they used to do, that you have call. I've done call center. I didn't. So when my friends were getting phones or whatever, I didn't get phone. I'm that kind of a person. I know send. I know the shame. I know my friends will abuse me. Aisha, you too like money. You will not go and buy phone. You'll be using. When I bought my phone, I was using it for call center. I had that table with that big map umbrella, right? And then there was a day that there was one man. So wherever that man is, it's only God that will. Let me not curse him, because that man is already cursed. My sister had finished secondary school, and then she was staying with me. So immediately she finished secondary school, they sent her to me. She has been with me now for like how many decades? Over 2 decades. And so she was helping me to do something. This was how one man came in a car and said he was going to buy, the MTN 115. I think it was about 4. And then she was so excited, she was going to say to him whatever in the car. He now collected it from her as if he was going to now give her money. He drove away. That money go there now. So those are the she kind of look like Kodak Black family. What is Kodak Black? Is it me? How long should it take you to learn a particular business before venturing into it? If you have enough time, do like 2-3 years. If you have the timing. But like on an average, like you see with the Igbo apprenticeship system, they take like 7 years. For example, just like going to university, do 2-3 years. I think 2-3 years should be okay. Maximum maybe 2-3-4 years, so that you'll be able to see the circle. Every business has a circle. and you might not be able to see the full circle in 1 year. So there are times that there are certain businesses, by the time you know it, I know that by this time, this product is going to be people might not be buying it a lot, or maybe this season, or maybe this time, or because something that happened last season, this something. So these are some of the things that you'll be able to do. But you can also do fast one, like the one, like maybe you do 6 months, or you do a few this thing. But in such business, one of the things I will always say to you is that learn, start it small. Don't start business with so much money. People think you need money to start a business. No, you don't need money to start a business. You actually need ideas, you need knowledge. What you need money for is to scale up your business. When you've already gotten the nitty-gritty in charge, you already have your customer base, the business is going smoothly, then you now want to scale it up, make it bigger. That's when you should be looking for that money. That's when you should be taking loan. Don't ever start a business with a loan. I'm sorry, especially Nigerian loan. You're setting up yourself for failure. The author of The Richest Man in Babylon is George S. Clancy. George Samuel Clancy. Yep, George Samuel is the richest man in Babylon. George S. Clancy, that's the author. Another problem with certain businesses is local taxes. Oh Lord have mercy, are you telling me? Yes, it's that multiple taxation, multiple taxing is part of the problems that people are facing, especially small businesses. It's crazy, but that shouldn't stop anyone from from going into be. Love you too, hobnobbing with you, Jay. He said love you, woto mama, love you. Thank you so much. Which online business school can one enroll in if you are to recommend to people? Honestly, I don't know. I don't have a knowledge of that, honestly. I don't know whether they are online schools that teach business. I really don't know, honestly. So I'm sorry, I don't have knowledge of that. Most times what I do for me is books. There are different books. Richest Man in Babylon, although that one is not about business, it's more about Rich Dad Poor Dad, talks about stocks, real estate and some of that, but I don't know of any online school. I'm sorry. Krista, hello. Ajay, thank you. Although I'm 13, but thanks to you, Aisha. You're welcome in this 40 minutes. Thank you. And you can always start business at any age. You can start financial independence, working towards your financial independence at any stage. Financial literacy also is something. Oh yes, Debbie Lara is asking a question. This is some of the things that we're going to talk about as we go on into business. Yes. I encourage credit in business, but wait. Which of the credit? Is it the one, if you are the one getting the credit or they getting the credit? So that's the thing. And for me, I always remove my money from my business. As soon as profit comes in, I remove the money from the business. I invest in real estate. Real estate is where I get my passive income. I build houses, I put in tenants. I'm done with that business. I don't need to do anything additional, and money will be coming in. So that kind of credit is very so you collecting credit, but you giving out credit, I discourage it a lot. But there are certain places where you can't run away from it. But in this Nigerian environment, giving credit is not a good thing. You can't afford to give, but you can. If you have anybody giving you credit, please take it. Some people are afraid of credit. They don't want to be owing people. In business, you must owe people. That's the only way your business can grow. Your business will not grow if you are not owing. If you say it's only your money you are going to use, then you cannot scale up your business. You'll be doing local champion. For you to scale up your business, you are either taking a loan or you are taking bank guarantee. We will talk about it in subsequent lectures or in subsequent discussion. I won't call it lecture. I'm not lecturing anybody. I'm just sharing in subsequent discussion. But if it's credit, if it's Nigerian, this thing that you have to give credit, don't do more than 2-3 days. 1 week is even too much. Right now, before I would have said to you 1 week. But now, because why I would say to you 1 week, because prices change every time. So somebody, because you wake up now, somebody bought something from you, right? It's taking 2 weeks or 3 weeks to pay you. By the time they are paying you that money, the cost of buying that thing they bought is already more than what they are paying you. and if they don't pay you, it's a big wahala. So in this present Nigeria, I tell people, don't give credit, because a lot of businesses are going to collapse, and anybody that you give credit to, if that person's business collapse, your own business is going to collapse. Anybody you give credit to, when they are paying you and they've already increased the prices of whatever it is they paid you, whatever money they paid you, you didn't make profit anymore, it's not a loss. But if you have people that will give you credit, borrow, yes, but please make sure you are paying back. And if you have people that will give you loan, whether interest free loan or very low this thing, take it and use it to scale your business. But also be mindful also within this season, so that it doesn't turn into bad debt. Prime leverage, yeah, I haven't seen you I was like, what, where are you? And then also I think it's Noye, I haven't seen her too. Agbese Ochima, I love what you do. I did a program with my 4 professors in Harvard Business School. Online, my application is Nigeria Ecofect. It's on food security. But how can I raise seed capital for my money? First of all, ask yourself, what are the things that you can do without the money? So what are the things that you can begin to do? Online classes. You see, I saw someone earlier who asked, are there online class school where they teach business? So that's also something. If you can't build an app now, what are the things that you can do without that money for the app? Can you start teaching businesses? Can you start teaching online classes? What are these things? So these are some of the things also that you can do. Just a question earlier, someone has asked, there's a need out there, because if you can't get money from something, always what can I do without this money? What are the things I can start doing? Start doing those things, and then you move on to get that money. What are the first steps one need to take before entering a particular business, and also how to pick a particular business to do and funding of it? Whoa, that's a lot of questions that we are going to look at. Fourth, I would say, I don't know whether there are 4 steps, particular steps. I don't know how you arrive at the fact that there are 4 steps or whatever. But I think some of the things that one needs to do before you start business is that, one, be very sure that you have what it takes to do business. And I think that's a question that comes from next, what we're going to do next week. If you're lazy, don't go into business. Don't even think about it, please. I don't even want any stress. If you're lazy, don't go into business. If you're not persistent, sort of like, don't even go into business. Don't bother about it. If you are afraid of failure, don't go into business. If you don't like risk taking, don't go into business. If you don't take responsibility, if you don't take 100% responsibility about anything in life, don't go into business. If you are not principled, don't go into business. If you are not open to possibilities, don't go into business. If you are not interested in business, don't go into business. These are what we are going to be doing tomorrow's anyway. So these are some of the things you should know. First of all, whether you're someone, then the next thing is for you to go and learn about business. Go and find people who are already doing it, read about it, meet everybody in the cadre, no matter how low position that person is, no matter how highly placed that person is. Everybody is important in a business. Even the people that are just helping to carry load, they know a lot about business. Many people neglect them when they are trying to start a business. They don't ask them questions, but those people, they are full of wisdom, nuggets, those little gritty that you will not think about. Those are the things. Also, then also, like, check the market. Is it profitable? Is it something that can be scaled up? Is it something that can have the market? Is it something that you can do that is sustainable? Because you can have an idea of a business to do, but it's not sustainable, it's not going to keep increasing or something. So those are also things that you need to check. And then, of course, when you talk about also how to pick a particular business, one, is it solve a problem? 2, is it an idea from another place you've seen, you bring it to where you are transfer of business idea? 3, you can improve on an existing idea. And then 4, you have hobby business that you'll be able to scale to another place. And then how to fund business. You can fund business by family and friends. The first thing is your own savings. Your own savings is the first start. If you've not saved your own, then forget about business. Then family and friends, of course. Those ones you can get loans which are how do I put it? which the interest is low interest, right? Family and friends are there. You have bank. These ones I don't recommend at all. You should only use them when you're scaling up your business. Things like bank guarantee, things like bank loans. Of course, there are loan sharks that also give the, but most times those ones will kill your business because their interest rate is too high, and their what they demand for, is too high. So these are some of the things that you can do. You can go into partnership with people. You can get things on credit. These are also some of the things that you can do. Modesty. I think that name. I thought, what was the name of what's the name of this? There's this English series that they used to do about witches or whatever. I'm not saying you're a witch, but oh my goodness, what's the name of this program? I've actually forgotten. Okay, Merlin, because I was thinking of the way the dragon used to call Merlin. Merlin. I think there's this modesty or something in Merlin. Good evening, Monday. Peace, lover. Baraka the Salah in the house. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to Crystal Young. Oh my goodness. So let's celebrate their first super on a live TV. Crystal Young, thank you so much. It says from Cook's Island. I really do appreciate that. Marcel, well done. Onyeji Cash. What does that mean? Lolo Aisha, Onye, this balling, ball, Agba baller. Hey, how did they sing this song? Let me think. Something about Agba baller. There is money. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten the lyrics. I'm always singing this thing in my head. Oh. Okay, Agba baller. Premium or nothing. Daddy balling. How much is money? Let me not embarrass myself. Okay, Henry, how are you? I love you, Mama. You send me so much for watching from Germany. Adaura, thank you. You're amazing, Ma. Aisha, it's been an honor watching you today. You're a rare asset to the world. Thank you. I thank you for all the love, Stephanie, Stella. I would like to know what you think about Islam. Islam is my religion, great religion. It makes one to think. A lot of people have, sort of weaponized it. Many people, the biggest problem Islam have is Muslims who are not educated and who refuse to get the real knowledge of Islam, and then they just go over. And then sometimes also people's culture. People look at people's culture, the way they behave, and just say, oh, that's Islam. That's not Islam. There are a lot of things that Arabs do. It's their culture. It's not the religion. They hate. That's what people look at it. But anyway, we are not here to discuss religion. We are here to discuss business. A lot of us overseas want to invest but don't know what to invest in to make money back home. Why don't you invest where you are? That's what I would say. Honestly, most times people bring their monies in here, they lost their money. Business in Nigeria, you can't do it if you are not there, and if you don't know the market, the terrain, the whatever it is. And I can tell you, a lot of people who do business and doing this, some of them, there are a lot of shadiness and whatever for people to be able to scale through. I can tell you, when I was doing my tomato paste, it got to a place I was importing it from China. They were making it for me. I linked tomato paste. I had to stop. Okay, I also used to sell tomato paste like this Erisco, but I never arrested anybody. But so, and then it got to a place my distributors had to say to me, if you really want to make money in this business, there were two things I was supposed to do. Either I will reduce the quantity. So instead of 100 grams, I will put maybe like 90 grams or 80 grams, or I will reduce the quality to be of lower quality. And I said, I won't do this. Rather than do this, I would rather not do the business. So there's a lot that goes on. I would say many people bring in their monies, they end up losing them. What I would say to you, what stops you from investing in business where you are? You can do real estate where you are. You can buy houses. You can buy rental properties. You can put in people. They'll be paying the mortgage. They'll be making some money from you and all of that. Coming back home, honestly, it's not the easiest thing. Oh, Vevekuve. Don't worry, I'm going to do a video to explain to you of Vevekuve. But by now, you should know when I say, when something water don't pass Gary, that's what we say of Vevekuve. I see the matter. Then no worry, I will do video on that one very well for you. Okay, thank you, Ogobex TV. I'm trying to go down. I don't want to miss any question. Jide's food is a for me. Buy your Osa Emmanuel. Just coming from where, but something is better than, yeah, absolutely. And you can always go back and watch the video. So we're going to be doing this at 9 p.m. now. So it's not also not your fault. You know what used to happen before? I used to do my exercise. Then after exercise, I would do the business talk. But now I'm going to be starting the business talk at 9 p.m. Probably do my exercise earlier. I've gone back. I started doing my 10 kilometers walk this morning. I walked for 10 kilometers. In the last few days, I was not able to do that because I was fasting. But now the fasting it's over for now, so I'll be able to do that one. So hey, it's always better, and you can always watch this video. Oh my God, Tina Wadivia say, oh my God, Aisha on live. Lots of love from Sweden. I love your videos. Thank you. I'm feeling like a G now. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much, Tina. I love you. Well done. And thank you everyone for always supporting me. And I am almost at 100,000 subscribers. It's like I can't believe that I'm like 100,000 subscribers. For years, I opened my YouTube page in 2015. I always post videos. I always put this in. Nothing. It never grew. Sometimes I have like two views, 10 views, 11 views. I just do my thing. I just put it down. Then I think in 2022, it just started. One particular video just went on. Of all my social media account, YouTube was the one that it's still okay. So it's not the lowest because I started TikTok not long ago, and then every one of them, I'm like, Twitter is like 2 million, Instagram is like 200 and something thousand, Facebook is about 300,000, and YouTube is like about 800. And then in 2022 it just started growing, and you guys have really made it so I'm even shocked. I'm seeing like I'm going to be like 100,000. I'm in 99.8. I'm like, whoa, when did that happen? But I must say to every one of you, thank you so much. And for this, honestly, with the interaction we've had, I'm the one who is gaining more than you guys are gaining. I love to share. I love to share experience. I love to share knowledge. That's for me is one thing. That's why I say to you, my dream job was to be a lecturer, and I love to break things down. So you're really helping me, by doing this. Edit Family Care, thank you so much. I just joined your live video now. It's been quite educative, so I love what you do. Thank you. Favor Ayodeji. Joining your live session for the first time makes my business aspirations more enthusiastic. Thank you for your kind words. Anthony Obiora, welcome again. And Barika de Salah. Emmanuel Oguntebi says, great lecture, first timer here. Yes, that's what I was looking for, Merlin. I love that. I always watch it. The last time I was in US, I wanted to watch it again. I kept looking for it. I couldn't find it. I think what's their name? Netflix. They've taken it out or something. Edith Family, thank you so much. How are you from the Gambia? No, I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Nigeria. Barakada Salah. I'm trying to see Jane. I'm sorry if I don't hear your name. I'm trying to quickly go there in case there are questions I should see. Ebi Zimo. Hello. Ayodeji. Can I make inquiry about your application? Okay. Agbesi. Okay, you're talking to someone else. Okay, yeah, so that's it. You can find someone here who wants to do that, and you can all meet up and communicating. Everything that you're doing, always ensure things are written down. If you're doing a partnership, everything should be documented. Everything should be noted. Business is not something like, oh, I trust him, I don't. Nah, that's not. Just document everything. I'm wishing you all the best, my one and only Lolo. Thank you. Ulo fine. Miss Cheriko, if you're not living in UK or Ireland, it's extremely difficult starting up a business in the rest of Europe if it's not in African food. So, but you can do properties, rental properties. That's also something that you can do, especially in places where you can pay in what do people call that? That deposit that you pay down to get a property. So that's also something you can do. And then sometimes we always think things are difficult when we don't try them. Just try them. No business is easy. Just keep going, just keep learning, just keep going, and just don't give up. Ensure you're not putting in too much money so that it doesn't affect you so much in case some things don't go wrong. I developed a mobile agriculture tailored accounting solution on Android. Fantastic, Cyril Musa. And I think there was someone who was talking about an app, so maybe you guys can link up and go. Very difficult for blacks to go into business in Europe. Do property if you can't get those ones. Do property, do shares. Business does not just have to be one form. The main aim of business is like working, right? Your main aim of business is for you to scale up your money, make more money. So if it's difficult for you to do business, fine, go to the other one. Okay, now I'm going to take us to yesterday's lecture. Remember when we talked about ISPIF, right? We said if you want to get that financial independence, what you do is that you turn your income into capital, capital into enterprise. Enterprise is the business you're doing. Income is the money you save. Now you now want to invest it becomes capital. You put it in an enterprise, it's a business. You see that first part, the eyes of it is ICEPIF, income, capital, enterprise, profit, investment, financial independence. So you see that first eyes, you can take it out and just, or the first CE, just automatically take your income, no, the CEP, you can take it out and just take your income out, save it and invest it into something that will give you passive income yielding investment, or investment that will appreciate over time. So please, those are some of the things, you know, that you also can do. In the meantime, I'm just gonna check something. Just hold on hold on a bit. I'm just gonna see whether I should even be doing my count up right now. So those are also some things that you could do, right? So don't just wait and say, oh, business, if you can't start business, no problem. Save your money and put them into investment instead of doing business. Cut out the business is usually to just help you increase that money more. So if it's becoming so difficult, for you to increase that, why don't you just go ahead and invest? So if it's difficult in Europe for you to do business, no wahala. No Ebizimo. It's APC tormentor. Oh my goodness, I'm just Aisha. Me that I'm this quiet. I don't talk, I'm nice. But anyway, so just go ahead and keep investing. So part of the things you can also invest into are things like properties, whether they are shares or your investment. So because what you really want, it's not that you really are looking for a business. What you really want is something that will give you, that can help you raise more money to do to get financial independence. So that's also something that you can do. Hi, Jane. Well, Jane from London, well done. I traveled to Nigeria 3 times in the last year to try to start a business. Oh, no, I could see myself losing on before I even started it, simply because I'm not based. I've been saying this since yesterday. If you are not based in Nigeria, please forget about that business you're thinking about. Please, 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 please. Nah. I'm not going to advise you to do business. Honestly, I'm not gonna advise you to do. If you're not based, even if you're based in Nigeria, you have to be part of the business. You have to be there. You have to be. Otherwise, people will eat up your money. That's what has happened to a lot of people. I always find it, and then people just think, oh, you can just walk in and start business. That's why you see, oh my goodness. Can you see what I'm saying? I don't know whether you guys can see what I'm saying, but I need to do, oh my goodness, 99,910 subscribers. Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. No, wait. Oh my goodness. We need to do, oh my goodness. No. Hold on. I need to do this thing. I need to combine two things here. I need to be, oh my goodness. This is crazy. I want to look for something. Oh my goodness, what do I do now? I know I need something. So hold on a bit. We're gonna do this count up. Let me see if I can hit 100,000 subscribers while we are here. I'm coming, I'm here. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I can't even believe this, honestly. Whoa. But one of the things I've noticed that people might not be, when I do this live, they might not be liking, but sometimes, oh my goodness. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, just hold on for me a bit. I'm gonna be doing something. What was it? It was something I did. No. Oh my goodness, there was something I can't. You see, that's the thing about this thing, right? Oh, I've missed something. That's always the thing about this thing. For me, I find it very difficult with technology. Oh my goodness. I'm always sort of like, somebody will say, I'm always saying, oh my goodness. I'm always looking for, technology is something. I saw this thing the other day, like when you can see life count. Where was that thing? Okay, let me see. I saw this thing when it says life count and you can just be checking this thing. I'm trying to, okay, yeah, I think I found it. Sometimes I forget that because I used all those HP for a long time. Sometimes I forget I'm just supposed to sort of like press it. With the MacBook, it's a bit. Let me see. Oh yeah, you see it, right? Oh my goodness. So you guys can see it, right? Let's see if you can do this count. Anyways, does it count down? So I'm gonna be doing let's be doing this count that each of my children have been telling me, mommy, you must do this something, mommy, you must when you do 100, because I never most times I really don't. I just feel it. For me, it's not about the number of so. It's always about like the people that I have, the videos I've put out, messages I've put out. But anyway, so instead of you looking at my face, there's no need to be looking at my face. Yes, 920, 920, 99, 920. Oh my goodness. Oh my. This is crazy, right? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Can you see that? So anyway, yes, as I was saying, for you, if you are not in Nigeria, even if you are in Nigeria, if you are not in that place where business is being done, please, please, please don't even be thinking about it. Honestly, it's because it's really crazy. You understand? It's so weird, like looking at those numbers. I'll be sharing you these numbers. We are now at 926, 99, 926. So if you're not there, it's very difficult. So yes, I'm glad when you were able to see the things and say that no, 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 this might not be something that you would really want to, be part of, and you didn't do that business, because a lot of people lose their money, even in Nigeria, especially when I see the ones that I feel such pity for is people who have retired. When people retire, they pay them gratuity. The next thing they go and put it in business. I'm like, the job you are doing, can somebody just wake up and just be a director without going to school? Can somebody just wake up and just do what you were doing? No. Why do you think you can just wake up and just do business, just like that? I mean, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, we are now at 99, 930. Let's see how this goes. Right? Oh my goodness. So good evening, Hassan Mohammed. He said, this is my first time to have. It's amazing. I'm interested to start a business center. Fantastic. So first thing that you need to do if you're interested in starting a business, by the way, this comes up 9 p.m. every day. On Sundays, we'll do book review. We're going to start with our first book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And so be sure to just keep coming any day, if I except if I'm not free, maybe I'm not around, and then I probably might not be joining, but otherwise we be doing this like frequently, like sort of like on a daily basis. I love to talk anyway, I love to teach, so it's not too much hard work for me to do 1 or 2 hours, just sharing knowledge. So the first thing, and you just like you said this, I remember the first business when I got married to my husband. The first business he started was actually a business center. And then, so it's a good thing. What you need to do also is to make sure, electricity is going to be an issue, of course. There are certain things that are going to be, so work on them. Make sure the place you want to do it is an area where there's a need for it. Don't just put it anywhere. Close to the school is very important, and stuff like that. And also know that business centers, what are the things that will sell the most? These are also some of the things that you should look into. But hey, it's a good one to go. Which business are you interested in? Marcel Ezenagu is asking. We could do business together. I'm open and honest. Well, that's the thing. You cannot tell somebody you are open and honest. Everybody says that, but it's in action. It's in action that it really works. So it's not just by someone telling you that they are open and honest. And honestly, in most cases, people don't come out to say they want to loot your business or they want to eat your money. Things happen. That's why I always say to people, always mark. Sometimes it's like, oh, let me just borrow this money, and the next thing the person will borrow, and then the person is now finding it difficult, to be able to pay, play that. There was one particular. So the thing is going up and down. Now we are at 99,936. So there's something also. There's one thing that I always remember. In 2014, you understand? So there was a particular guy. You see this guy, very hardworking, very honest, does things. But he got into a fix. So every year where he works, they used to give him certain money to hold, that they do certain things with. So it takes a time. So he was building a house. So while he was building that house, he now used the money. Normally, so he was hoping by the time they will request for it, his salaries would have been enough. Lo and behold, they requested for that money before the time they normally request for the money. And he came to me. It was in 2014. And I know this. He said, please, he's in trouble. See what has happened. And if the office fine, of course, he's going to lose his job. And blah, 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 blah. But I say, okay. I say, fine, no problem. I think it was like 400,000 at that time. So I gave him the money. And then he told me he was going to pay, how he was going to pay. And I tell you, he paid that money how he said he was going to pay. I think every month, whether he was giving me 100,000, that was how he ended up paying. But you see, every time I always remember that guy, the thing that I think about, I was like, wow, that particular decision he made could have ruined him. Because how is he going to, if he didn't have somebody that could give him that money, how is he going to explain to his place of work that, how is he explaining, to his place of work that, oh, he spent the money? They're not going to believe him. They believe him, they'll be angry. That's not this. And that's why, like in Islam, when somebody gives you money to keep, you're not supposed to touch that money. You're not supposed to change it. For example, and this is the thing, earlier somebody asked me about Islam. Said the thing about Islam is that Islam is a knowledge-based religion. It's not a passion-based. It's not a religion you say, oh, you have some spirituality. It's about knowledge. How do you apply it? In Islam, if you give me maybe, okay, let's say, for example, I have this money here, right? This is like 4,000 naira. And you give me this 4,000 naira to keep for you. Take and help me hold it. It is this same 4,000 naira that I will give you. I can't go and exchange the 4,000 naira, turn it to another and give you. Except for now that we have banks, okay, like, with the way banks, a bank situation, you have to, I'm putting it in the bank. So that sort of like change the dynamics a little bit. I bet ordinarily is that, because from that change now you start saying let me spend it, I'll bring this. It's not your money to sell. So in the sense of, because of the fact that we go, it's not the notes that you put in the bag you will get. So it's a matter of, you can't spend that money and say let me spend this 4,000, but before that man will come and ask, or that woman, I will replace it. No, you can't do that. It's not allowed. So that's what happened to that person. So most times people don't, I always say to people don't wake up and say I'm going to steal your money. People don't wake up and say it's either one problem or the other. It always starts from let me borrow. It starts from borrow. Let me borrow, and then the next thing they see the person, they are now in trouble, and they don't get it. Well, currently we are at 99,941, on the way to 100,000 subscribers. Anyway, as I'm answering this question, and the thing is going up and down, of course, because there are some people that will unsubscribe, and then some will subscribe, and then it just keeps my, what happened. Okay, my connection went off a little bit. So that's the thing. Father for all says, what about production in Nigeria, like agriculture? Woo, 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 woo. Agriculture is currently one of the most difficult business in Nigeria. Do you know why? Insecurity. Yeah, insecurity. Agriculture is one of the most difficult businesses you can think about in Nigeria. But agriculture is good if you have a place that is safe, where you can actually go in and do business. It is one of the most amazing things I can tell you, because there's so much food insecurity, right? There's so much food inflation right now in Nigeria. So when you're building, but then agriculture is quite good. There are different areas of agriculture you can pick out and do it. Yeah, even though it's a bit expensive right now, of course, food items are also equally, very expensive. It's like someone, they are doing take one is unsubscribing, unsubscribe. There's this music they do, that they used to hold somebody's neck and do like the and the other one do like I can't remember what the music, but I know the dance. Me, I don't know lyrics. That. So I think that's what it's like. Two people are doing it. Subscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. Anyway, Joseph Molius, don't you have nothing better to do? I don't have nothing better to do, so that's why I'm doing this. Hi. What's the next? Auntie Aisha, what's your view on business partnership with some government agencies or state government in the areas of social corporate responsibility, provision of needed essentials? So when you talk about business partnerships in the area of corporate social responsibility, that's a totally different area. That's usually not a business. That's corporate social responsibilities. That's what companies do, right? For them to, it's part of the responsibility that they have towards the community or society or environment that they are doing business. So there are some who are for and against it anyway, but for people feel that if you're doing business, then you should contribute to the society, because if the society is not good, it also affects you as a business, and it also makes the business look favorable. So usually that is not a business on its own. So I don't know in what sense you're saying this. That is not a business on its own. That is usually what organizations, mostly big organizations, do as their contribution to the well-being of the society. So it's not a money-making venture, if that's what I understand from that area. But so if most times you have in terms of working directly with government, sometimes the people in government, if they are not going to make money from something, they are really not interested, and sometimes they will frustrate you from doing it. A lot of people have gone through that. In short, there are times that people have brought like materials, books, whatever they want to give to people who are doing business and all of that. They usually don't bother. They usually don't care. They usually don't want to they don't even encourage it, because they are not making money from it. So that's one of the issues that come on. Then in terms of like just doing, in terms of business, like real business, not a corporate social responsibility thing, because that's not a business if you're talking about corporate social responsibility. In terms of business, doing business with government is very tricky. First of all, it's about connection. First of all, with the Nigerian government, I'm sorry, most times it's like if you have to bribe, there's a lot of corruption if you want to take part. It's something I've never done, and I don't think I'll ever do by the grace of God, except if the system of Nigeria changes. Because me, I'm not going to give you bribe. My religion forbids bribe. Both the giver and the taker of bribe, they both commit sin. And so I've stayed away from anything that has to do with government. So that's also one of the things that you need to put into consideration. Then there's the issue of connection that for you to get paid. So like a lot of people do contract with with government, and a lot of people have been ruined because of contracts they did with business, with government. Government has, it's just that we never talk about these things in Nigeria. Nigerian government has ruined a lot of people. And so these are also some of the things that you have to. And sometimes people have like favorable government, and then if the government changes, your money, for you to get your money, becomes wahala. Or maybe they change the person that was your leg there, or who was it that they bring another person, it becomes a problem. So just be mindful of how you deal and negotiate with that. But then hey, but then government contracts and whatever are huge. In short, the way they make money, it's not good at it's too exorbitant. So because government is very wasteful. So for example, they might give you contract for you to go and supply diesel. The next is somebody is making 60 million naira out of contract to supply diesel to fan or whatever, and you're wondering, why can't fan just go and meet NNPC and just buy this thing directly instead of wasting this extra money? So there are so many, when you do contract with government, you're going to make more money than if you do it with private individual, because a private individual is not going to agree to spend so much money, so much money on things when they can easily get it at a cheaper rate. So those are, but then it's legal. Those ones, it's legal. It's not as if that's the markup that they normally will do. I think they normally put, is it 30% profit on it or anything? But find out from people who have done contract, government contract or whatever, is something that I have stayed off of. And I'm glad I did. My husband never wanted those things. Like even there were times where I was like talking about it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it was like he would tell me there's so much the wahala that is in it. And then sometimes, like for a woman, sometimes they will like before they even pay you, they will say, oh, they want to sleep with you, they want to do a lot of things. So there are people who have gone through that era, and God knows me, with the kind of temper that I have, if I do work for you, gree pay my money, Lord knows, say me and you, we go scatter ourselves for that place, because I don't care whether you be government or whatever. So but for me, I've never really partaken in that thing. So probably you might need people that could go into that. Hi, Amase. I've wanted to venture into farming and restaurant, said Miss Cheriko. So, Marcel Cheriko, conversation that you guys can take up from there. Restaurant, farming, I could understand. Both businesses are things that you have to be on ground, or you have someone that is really good and whatever on ground. You can't do restaurant business without you on ground. I don't think you can do farming very well without you on ground. It's really it's really a bit dicey. So those are also some of the things that you will need to look into. Hello, Innocent Ikechuku, thank you. Judith Ekene say congratulations in advance, 100K in less than 30 minutes. Let me accept the congratulations. Honestly. Honestly, I'm such a jovial person. I'm too playful. I'm never serious in this life. I'm always playing. So when people see me, people think I'm this serious, very serious person, because they see when I'm calling me come. I say, well, it's only when government make me angry that my face is wet. Honestly, I'm always a playful person, and that's just who I am. I'm so happy that the child in me is very much alive. So I know they take life seriously. Yes, Judith Ekene is congratulating me. We are looking forward to Genge. We are looking forward to 100,000 subscribers. Yes, that's what we are looking forward to. 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, so Marcel and Miss Cherioko, well, this is opportunity for you to keep on the conversation going. Hi, Leah. Leah Cunningham. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Francisco. Well, I don't know what that's. It doesn't look like French. I don't know what I. It also doesn't look like Spanish. I don't even know what that is. Globally glow. Good morning to you. Okay, it's morning over there already. Good morning. Show myself. Okay, yeah, you guys continue. That's complete. Etuni Oyahirome. Thank you so much. You are an added figure. An added figure. Somebody else subscribe, no wahala. You are an added figure. And then 24 years in business in Nigeria. Wow, you've tried. It's not easy to do business in Nigeria. Yes, yes, yes. You can say that again. It's not easy doing business in Nigeria. And sometimes you sit down and you ask yourself, are you really a business person? Abi, are you just foolish or whatever? One of the things that we have in Nigeria with the issue of, and just you saying this now, with the issue of what's this thing called now? Issue of gun running, drug dealing, money laundering. It affects businesses a lot. I can tell you that it affects businesses a lot. What we have is that there are so many people who clean money, so they will come into business. A lot of businesses are front. They are not real businesses. They are just using them to clean money. You that you are there struggling and doing business, they will just be killing your market. That's why you find out that you'll be selling something. Somebody will come, that same thing you are selling, they will crash the price. That was what happened to me with my tomato paste. They will reduce the price because all they want, they are not really interested in making money. All they want is that they just want for there to be an avenue that they can just pass their money through and clean the money, and so it makes it so difficult. And I'll give you example. There is, I don't know whether you people remember, anyone remembers, in 2014 there was a private jet that was intercepted in South Africa, and it had about, was it $15 million as of that time. So they said they were using it to go and buy some guns or whatever. That company, the company that was indicted, I think it was Pastor Research Jaffor's private jet. Then the company that was using it, I buy doors from that company. I know that company. We buy doors, security doors for our buildings and all of that, security doors. Meanwhile, they were also into gun running. So imagine that particular company, if you are also their competitor doing security doors, you will sit down and think it's all security doors you people are doing and all that. Meanwhile, they are doing something else. So a lot of businesses are like that. It's really difficult. And crazy. That's why for me, I always say EFCC, if EFCC want to really fight corruption in Nigeria, they will check on businesses, they will check on real estate. I'm into these two things and I know how corrupt those places are. You see some people will come and build houses, build estate, and just leave that estate. They won't sell, they won't put tenants, they won't do anything. Me that I'm building house, before I finish building the houses, I'm already calculating how much do I need to get this off, to get that, to get this. But hey, they don't even care, because of course it's opportunity for them. I subscribe to our Edith Family Care. So you were not subscribed all this time. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Genge. We are looking at 100,000. Should I stay here until we get 100,000? Before I go and say that now, the 100,000 no will come. Innocent Ikechuku. Thank you so much for your great words. Etunu, thank you. Get set, Madam Aisha, to hit 100K. You need to do a freestyle. For your girl. Ganga, ganga. Be very careful. Be ready. Do your before any partnership in Nigeria. Live tree empty. Yes, absolutely. That's the word. Be very careful. And I think Miss Sherry Coco is actually correct, because she has said she has been to Nigeria twice and she hasn't done. But those two businesses that you talk about, honestly, I will say to you, there are businesses that need you to be there. If you're going to invest your money in them, you need to be there, because restaurant business is very dicey. It's the kind of thing that you have to maintain a certain standard. Your food have to be in this way. You can't afford, because if somebody comes, they taste the food is not as good as it's supposed to be, they won't come tomorrow and they will tell others not to come. So these are things that you do. Look, I've dropped my contact, you can track to. I'm interested in discussing. You could be our chairperson. No, honestly, it's not something that I will be able to be part of. I tell you that I will not, because I can't vet for anybody, even myself. I always say to people, even myself, I don't trust myself. That's why I'm always hard on myself. I'm always checking myself and say, Aisha, are you still doing the right thing? Are you on the right track? Abi you don derail? Abi last night when you sleep, as you dey dream, so you can't dey do set, so. But it's not something I'll be able to, because I really don't know the dynamics. I don't know each where we meet online. Met online, but I really don't know anything. So every one of you, do your due diligence before you do anything. The only thing I can say is that those businesses, farming and also restaurant, are things that need the person who is investing on ground. Otherwise, it's gonna be, a major problem. What if you secure it in greenhouse? uh Oh yeah, greenhouse does work, but greenhouse, how many things can they take? How big is it? But there are people who have done a lot of greenhouse. I remember there was someone who was doing tomatoes, a neighbor of ours, and he had such, such great this thing, and the tomatoes used to be very big and stuff like that. So these are also things that can be explored. So this is what a problem causes. So because now there is insecurity, like I said to you, there's a farmer in Ogun State who is actually, his own is this one that you plant without soil, that you use water and something. Is it hydrophobic farming they call it, or something like that? So you see, with the current issue of insecurity in Nigeria, that you can't go to places to go and farm, bandits and all of that, herdsmen and stuff, coming after people. This is also another avenue for you to solve the problem by using greenhouse farming, and be able to get a lot of this. So there are people, yes, who are doing that greenhouse farming, and greenhouse farming will really work. So with that, you don't need to go and be in the villages to go and do the you don't need to be in the outskirts in this. So you can actually get your good land somewhere and be able to do your agriculture. So here, this is what a problem does. A problem is not something to be angry at, to run away from. A problem gives you opportunity to look at different ways for you to be able to solve a particular problem. So we are at 961. We need 13. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe I'm saying this, that we need 39 to get this thing. Ha ha ha. I can't even, honestly, I can't even believe that. I can't even, you guys don't even understand. I can't even believe this at all. So we have Joshua Okose. I have this plan mapped out. I need my fellow